Hey, in this video, I'm going to give you a couple reference points on sales and how to compound what it is that you're actually selling, what it is you're doing. In my career over the 30 plus years, I've sold I mean, so much stuff. I've sold when I was a little shaver back in grade school. I would sell magazines, candles up and down the street, trying to earn prizes through school, through my own efforts, and all that kind of stuff. I remember looking at some of the award winners on some of these leaderboards, thinking, how in the world did they sell so much stuff? Being a little kid out in the suburbs of a small town where maybe there might be 30 houses on my street. And I remember thinking, man, how in the world are some of these people putting up some kind of numbers? Not realizing that, there might be other kids that are living in a high-rise building in New York City and just going from floor to floor to floor. But, that's one way of doing it, one at a time, selling magazines up and down the street as a little kid. I, I did telemarketing too when I was in college and afterwards where you're just banging on the phones, one call after another, creating, one transaction after another. I sold cars, I sold insurance, life insurance, health insurance. Some of those, you can build up a little bit of a residual, but not much. Property and casualty insurance, business insurance, that kind of thing. You're going to build up a little bit more of a residual and compound some of those efforts. But whenever I sold sweepers, those were really interesting times. Hearing aids, consulting services to businesses. I sold telecom equipment and services. There's some there's some residuals that you can build up in telecommunication services too. But residual incomes aside, because that's one of the things that you can do with some of them if you're successful doing some multi-level marketing businesses. Um, but in addition to that, wholesale real estate deals. Most of these, and bringing these up and learning some things that I'll just give you a couple hints here. Sweepers, hearing aids, even consulting services. Most of these are an emotional buy, more emotional sell. And if you can learn how to tap into someone's emotions to get them to want to alleviate pain, whether it be emotionally, physically. Give you an example. Hearing aids. One of the main selling points for hearing aids for older gentlemen was not the device, right? They want, and not necessarily even wanting to be able to hear, but wanting to be able to be included in the family discussions. Because whenever an older fellow keeps saying, "Huh? What? Can't hear you," and having his loved ones labor trying to communicate to him, that's a pain for some of those folks. So you can alleviate that with a several $1,000 device, stick it in your ear. But tapping into an emotion and getting that emotional response and alleviating pain, whether it be physical, emotional, is one of the things you'll be able to do. And whenever you can take some of these things and instead of, just what I wanted to do here was just go, hey, instead of starting over every Monday, every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every January, February, March, every quarter, and starting over from scratch, trying to make one sale and living up to what you did in the previous quarter and previous week, and hustling it with your tongue hanging out. That's what all of these are able to do. Whenever you develop some skills and compound them, but in addition to that, put some measures into place that will actually do the selling for you. And one of the things that you can do that with is kind of like content like this. Demonstrate your expertise. And what you can do is, I'm going to use, what do I want to use? I want to use green. I'm going to use green to show you that over the course of time, this is time, this is money. It may not be as fast because there's three elements to content that you put out that demonstrates your ability to generate an emotional response and generate expertise in closing a sale. That as you build assets, initially, not very many people will see them, but not necessarily very many people would need to see them either. But the more folks that you can get to kind of watch and partake into some of your information, and these assets that you create build on each other, and the more that you create more assets, more digital assets, more uh, input and material that you have out there can grow the income that you're putting together by demonstrating that expertise. And one of the things that I wanted to just kind of point out to you is that, just take a look at some of the, I mean, I refer to Dan Kennedy constantly because I don't know how many books he's written about, being able to do marketing and sales and how to generate income in the new economy uh, by doing these things, by being um, visible, prevalent, an authority, uh, a celebrity. Because as folks view and take in your information, you become a celebrity. It's just a flat out. And now you may not be talking about celebrity on the order of uh, Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston, those kind of folks, but celebrity in the niche in the market that you're in. And then what this will do is create the ability for you to then sit back, choose your clients, work with the ones that you want to work with, and not have to start every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at zero and having to, bang out the sales calls, whether it be in the DMs or Zoom meetings and that kind of thing. But establish the point where you're showing folks, hey, all of the experiences that you have, they're valuable. You can put some stuff together and create some income that escalates and compounds over time. Hey, I'm David Bridge Jr. Hope this helped. If you'd like to work with me, have a look in the link below. But till next time.